So hi everyone, we are back into our StarCraft bot series, and in the last video, which I will link down in the description, we kind of created a boilerplate code, I will say, for our bot, which just runs and gathers some resources, and we have a command center on the town hall. So if you want to check out more details about StarCraft bot and how I came across this library and everything, then you can go on and check my previous video. That would be the first video in this series. So in this particular video, we will make some defenses or some buildings, and based upon that, we will create certain, barracks, and then probably a worker unit and some other stuff, and let's dive deep into it. So just before beginning the code, I will give you a brief overview as to how we will go about it. Since for building out certain buildings, we need, or there's a check required to build out the buildings before that. So if you look at this hierarchical chart for terrain units, then we have command center by default. From there we'll bring out an engineering bay and then probably build out missile turret for our defenses. That's what I'm thinking. On the attack side, we will go for refinery so that we can mine out the gas or can pump out the gas, and then we will build supply depot. So this is basically for population, and barracks to train some units, and then maybe factory, and then perhaps a starport and a fusion core. I'm thinking of making these battleships that I will show you. Probably that will come up in the next video. So yeah, let's get started. So this is where we will write our code. From here we have the async start call. So if you want to check out what the async does and everything, then I have a link in my previous video. I'll probably put it down here as well. So let's say if self dot town halls. So that means if I have some town hall or a command center, then let's just take it in a variable. Command center equals to self dot town halls dot random. So I'm going to take any random town hall. Probably in the starting I have only one, but maybe in future we might have different town halls. So we'll expand our units. So that's what I'm going to write in this particular clause. So it would be else take some space here. If self dot can afford, this means if I have the resources and the available workers to make a certain building. So this function does that check by default, which is pretty cool. So I need unit type. Unit type I don't have probably. I have to import it. So it would be from SC2 dot IDs dot unit type ID import unit type ID. So let's copy it, paste it here. So here I have lots, all the units, not just respective to terrain, but all for all different races. What I need is a command center. So if I can afford a command center, then let's await and self dot expand now. Yeah. So this basically finds the place where I can build next town hall by itself. If you hover over it, then it says the same thing. Yeah. So if you see the workers are called as space construction vehicles. So we need these as well to make out any buildings or certain any resource. Even for mining itself, these are needed. So let's say if self dot say command center dot is ideal and command center dot self dot can afford unit type id dot scv and units. So what unit I'm looking for? I'm looking for SCV dot amount. Let's just take an amount of 22 probably. Not less than 22. Then command center dot train. What unit I want to train? I want to train SCV. So this will create some workers for me. So let's go on and build some buildings. So now next is our refining. Not refinery, we'll go with engineering bay. Self not self dot structures unit type id dot engineering bay. If self dot can, let me just copy from now on. Self dot can afford unit type id dot engineering bay and self dot already pending unit type id dot engineering bay. So this basically essentially tells me if I can afford an engineering bay and it's not already going on, or there's no pen already, there's no worker that's already making this particular building, then go on await self dot build unit type id dot engineering bay, and the next is where I want to build it. So let's build it near command center for now, and we'll fix these things later on. At the same time, let me go on and make barracks as well. So what I will do is essentially copy this whole code. There's no point in writing it again. Elf self dot structure dot barracks. What I will do is I will make 2 barracks. So let me move this, take this up, dot barracks dot barracks to 2, then await self build barracks near command center. Yeah, we have barracks, and let me just give it less than 2 only. But the thing is, before barracks we will require, I guess we'll require supply depots as well. Yeah, so let me just go ahead and put it as and self dot structures unit type id dot supply depot dot ready. Yeah, then I will have to just copy this one more time. So this will be, we remove this as well. So elif self dot can afford supply depot, and there's not already pending supply depot, and then and self dot structures this one. So because we will need lots of supply depots to support our population as we go on. So at the moment what I'm going to do is I will put it as build it as 40. Then build supply depot near, I have to give some position for it. So our position will be near command center dot position dot guess towards. So how I need two coordinates for it, an x and y axis. So the first one would be self dot info dot map center, and let's try to put it as far as possible for now. Yeah, so let's just try and run this and let's see what we get till now. After that we'll build out some other buildings. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to build all these buildings, and after that we will build so I'm thinking of building missile turret, and then a factory, starport, and fusion core. And at the last I will build the refinery, because this needs to be built on the geysers to pump out the gas. So it requires little bit of, I mean, fixation to get that particular x and y axis where we need to place our refineries. That's it. I mean, it's straightforward. This library does lots of things for us, so that's not a problem. So yeah, here we go. Let's see. So the mining is going on. Yeah, so here we have our first building. We have the engineering bay, then see their supply depots are also getting created. And then we have the barracks. Yeah, so this is also going fine. Yep, I'm just placing some rally points here, that's it. So we have everything that's going on. The only issue that I'm seeing is the workers which create these buildings now, they are probably getting left ideal, because every time I see some ideal workers here, see this one, I will fix that later. So we're good for now. Let's close this. Yeah. So now let's make our, let me just copy this again. We need not put it every time, it will take a lot of time. So we have barracks. Now let's make some factories. Factory, I'm just going to create it as only a single factory. So I'll use this. If self dot can afford factory, and there is no pending factory, and self dot structures, this is not needed. Self dot structure dot barracks are ready. Then let's make a factory. Oops, I'm sorry, just went into the library. So factory, I don't want it near command center, but I would rather want it near self dot structures dot type id dot barracks. Yeah. Then let's make some missile turrets. These will be used for defense. So this generally protects us from the air attacks. That's what I'm thinking right now, because whatever the ground units we create, they will eventually protect us from any ground attack. So we need some defense that could go against some aerial units. So let's say self dot can afford missile turret, and this is not already pending. Self dot structures dot missile turret dot amount, I'm making 4 missile turrets. Then create the missile turret near your, I'm going to place it as far as possible, so I'll choose a supply depot. Every time I'm clicking on this. Yeah. So we have our missile defenses as well. And then just clear it. And then we need to make fusion core, I guess now. Barracks factory, starport and then fusion core. The thing with starport is eventually if we have to build some, like I was talking about battleships, so they need some add-ons. Let me just show you. So this add-on is called as Tech Lab. This one. This is what I'm talking about. And these needs to be placed just beside uh, starport. So this will figure out this how to place them, because this we have to dynamically pick out 2 points on the map. Or otherwise we have to move starport. I mean that unit can actually fly and get placed at any different place. So I will do that next video. Let's in this video let's just complete with all the buildings that we need. So let me just copy this, place it here, take it back. Self dot can afford unit type dot starport. Here is starport. Here is starport. This will be. I just need a single starport. Let's just put it as 2. But before this, what I actually need is we need to have our barracks ready. So self dot structures unit type id dot barracks dot ready. So we will have our starport. So this we have. Let me just place it near. Near barracks. Because this, as I told you before, this will require some space. So I'm just placing it for the tech lab. Barracks position self dot map center. Let's give it as 12. Maybe let's give it as 10. Let's be on a safer side. And then our last building will be the fusion core. For fusion core, I just require a single building. This is nothing fancy. This is more of an R&D building. Self.structures dot starport is already ready. Then we can build a fusion core. Where will build this fusion core? Let's build this fusion core near. Let's just build them near supply depot. Let's give it as 40. So yeah, I guess we have all our buildings. So let's run this code and see when we should be done with all our defenses. Yeah, so let's go on with it. So yeah, we should find our last building should be a fusion core. And I mean, if we are able to build all the supply depots, yeah, in time. So let's see. see this ideal worker gets displaced here. After some time it goes for the next building. So probably once it creates a building, it just stays there. So we'll fix this. We'll fix it eventually. Let me just minimize this so we can move around and see. So we have our engineering bay, we have the barracks, and we have the supply depots as well. The only thing is, as I promised you, I will show you how to build refineries on these geysers, and probably we will fix this ideal worker problem as well. I think we probably need to build refineries to build StarPort or FUSIONCORE. Okay, here we go. So this is again we are going to be defeated. Yep. That's it. Let me just close it at this moment only. Phew. So I think let me just check once. From StarPort. Yep. We require some gas, so we need to bring these Vespene geysers. So let me just do one thing. Let me build these geysers. Now these geysers can only be built on, the refineries can only be built on these geysers. So yep, let's build them. Self dot structures again with unit type ID dot refinery is, let me just, how can how many, let's just make it the MS code for the time being. Again we'll fix this later on. So now, as I told you, these refineries can only be built on Vespenes, so we need to figure out the position. So we have a way. So let's say Vespenes is equals to self dot Vespene geyser, and then this should be 25, I guess, and let's say command center. I think this position should work. So now we have all the Vespenes which are in vicinity to our command center. So let's just loop on it for Vespene in Vespenes, and if self dot can afford unit type ID dot refinery, then let's build it. Await self dot build unit type ID dot refinery, and where I will build it, I'll build near Vespene or on Vespene it should be. So yeah, I think this should work now. So we have our Vespene as well. So let's run this. If we are able to build those refineries or not. I mean, it should be directly placed upon the gas units to pump out the gas. After that, I think we'll be able to build everything else. Starport, the units. Most of the mechanical units, they require gas. in the StarCraft normal world as well. So yeah, this is a pretty important resource for us. So here we go. Okay, we got some error in self.vespene geyser. Oh, okay. I think I missed something. This should be. I need to give it a function call. I mean, it should understand that this geyser should be closer to command center and within 25. I mean, I guess this is pixels or something. I'm not sure about this. So we can check it on the library if you want. But yeah, I guess this should work now. So let's just run this once more. Yeah, here we go. So if we are able to build all these buildings, after that what I'm going to do is I'll probably change this code a little bit, this particular thing for starports, so that we can place tech labs as well, because my ultimate goal is to get at least a win so that we can get from battle cruiser. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not an expert, so maybe you can go on and if you know StarCraft that well, then maybe do some minus some resources, get some more, get any combination that you want. Yep, so here we go. Let's see if we are able to build our refineries this time. If you can see now, here it made one refinery over the Vespene Geysers. Yep, so we are good. Now it should make the starport as well. I think so. Now all our buildings should work. So let's see, it's making supply depots. So let me just self.distribute workers. And if you see, we don't have any ideal workers also, so this distribute workers is also working fine. I mean, this called just distribute workers based on whatever the tasks that are pending right now. I guess this works really cool. Then we have our factory and barracks as well, and see here we have our missile turrets. It's a good thing. This is as farthest from the base as possible, and it should be still on the protective side, so that there should be some buildings near it. This is the starport. Now the tech lab, it gets placed somewhat here, so this is what we need to fix. And if you see now, this unit can fly actually, so that is also there. So we have one more starport, and then we have a fusion core. Yeah, so I guess this is good. We have everything that we need, and probably in the next video we'll start to make some units. First thing, we'll fix this tech lab thing, and then we'll start to create units. Yeah, so see you in the next video, and please like, share and subscribe our channel. We are defeated again. So yeah, goodbye.